So what had happened to the rest of your jerseys?
No, that's the first question. So I want to say it, but a little bit of holding went on. I lost 3 jerseys in 3 days, and I got stripped of my number.
You've got to have some really angry equipment managers right now, don't you?
Oh, yeah, they're not happy with me right now.
On a non-jersey note, obviously, you're kind of the returner, one of the veteran returners on the defensive line. You guys got a lot of youth there. What have you seen from some of the guys, Ansel, Khalil, so on, kind of moving up, and kind of how do you feel like you've taken on that leadership role?
I'll say for like the DT group and just for like the whole D line, I'll say this is the most balanced that we ever been as a whole D line. Before we had like Brandon and like RJ and like we rely on them heavy, but now I feel like since like me and Ansel, Khalil, Bryce, and a lot about Bryce to emphasize, he's up there with us. But I would say this is the most balanced, and everybody's coming with it. And Ansel is definitely going to be one of like those guys that you're going to see up there, and like some of the best players in this country just coming up real soon.
The new college football game has you as a 76 overall. Seems a little low. Feels like you have an opinion on that, don't you?
I sent them an email. I sent them a very, I wouldn't say mad, just passionate email. and I tried to get it changed to 99, and it didn't happen. And my character looks nothing like me, so if you see this, please change how my character look. I don't have hair no more. I grew it out because I'm too lazy to shave it.
Did you hear back from them?
No, I didn't.
Well, with the shot, I guess.
Yeah, I tried.
I'm curious about playing with Andrew Edson. He's playing a little bit of interior now too. What have you seen from him, and how's he kind of adjusting to that role?
I kind of been saying this, that Andrew should have been a 3-tech since he first got here. Andrew is one of those dirty, grimy people, nicknamed Sweaty Eddie. Like, he is just grimy and he is tough. And in order to play in the trenches, you got to be a really tough person. And Eddie is exactly that. He plays everything correctly, and it's crazy. He doesn't rep it with us, but when he hops inside, it's like he's been repping it for the past 3 years.
Going up against a few different offensive linemen, does that feel any different, or like can you tell it's like Devin's up there and different guys like that?
It does feel different. I don't have my boy KG with me anymore. Kind of sad. He's over in Mexico doing weird stuff at Forest. Have no idea. But Devin is definitely a good ball player. I really enjoy playing with him. And then we have Rod too. Rod is definitely one of the best downhill runners we have. So I would say the run aspect is still there. Probably even a lot better than it was last year. Especially since we have the coach Castor, who is a phenomenal O-line coach. He's passionate. He works with us. And honestly, this is the best I felt about our O-line in a while.
And then it seemed like you kind of made an effort to make sure that Bryson was included in this list of, D linemen. What is it about him that kind of gives you confidence in him?
I would say like the thing about Bryce that makes him a really good player is the way that he IDs stuff. He can ID back flops, yos, and whatever it is. Like as soon as a tackle comes down, he knows exactly the play. So Bryce is just a phenomenal player, and he just tries just extremely hard.
Going back to Coach Castor, how has he helped you, and like what does he bring to the table for you guys?
Oh, Castor? The way that man helps is he actually works with Coach Caligus, and we're actually to get pods and actually like inside run, which like the other coach, I'm not nothing against him. He just wouldn't want to do that with us. And now we have like that physicality aspect and like the double teams, and we just all just work it together during walkthroughs and just everything's just there with each other.
Sweet. And how'd you spend the summer, both football and non-football stuff, and why was that important to you?
See, I spent the summer trying to master the piano and the guitar. I try to get my hands right, and that shit is extremely hard, excuse my language. And I dropped it after the first month. So that was my summer.
You think you might pick up another instrument, or what's next for you?
I have thought about picking up a instrument. Like the ones like the Airbender? You ever watch like The Last Airbender? Like those, dun, dun, dun. Like the ones like Uncle Iroh uses? Yeah, that one.
How did things mentally change for you when you put the pads on? Because you've had a couple of practices like that.
Mentally, when I get pads on, I would say for everybody, like the juice just comes. For me, it's like oh, we got pads on. I can finally put you in the ground and not get yelled at. And so for me, I'm gonna put you in the ground because I know I won't get yelled at. I did it. I'm not sure if you saw like 3 times like during that inside run. So when I get these pads on, it just feels really good for me.
You talked about RJ and Brennan, and just tell me how does that change the line room when those two guys who you said we leaned on a lot aren't there? Do you look around and say, okay, somebody else has got to do this? I mean, how does that whole thing work when such two key players leave?
Yeah. Since Brennan and RJ, we're not only just great, we're only like great players. They're great leaders, and so that's something that we had to try to find on like our D-line group. And Quinn, Ram, Cyrus, Sanusi, they all do a really good job at filling in for like those two guys. And we all just really just mix together, and we open up our walls now, and we all have meetings together. So I would say that we didn't really miss like a beat, to be honest. It feels just how it did when they were here.
The fans looked at it and said, I don't see any teams that are recognized that we're playing this year on the schedule. A couple. I don't know. There's not the normal names. Did you guys look at that schedule, or is it just doesn't matter? You're focused on today and the next?
We of course watch all like the schedule and see like who we're like playing. But honestly, like people underestimate like they like these teams. Like they're still really good teams like Fresno, San Jose. Like all these teams are really solid like teams. They have plenty of players come out of it. So it's not like we're playing some underdog. Like all these people have plenty of talent, and it's not good. It's like underestimated a team for us. So,
what's the biggest thing you look out for now that you go from this week to the next one?
What do you mean by look out for?
Or biggest thing you guys, I guess, want to emphasize as you get into like the second week of camp?
Run to the ball. Run to the ball. Run to the ball. Run to the ball.
Why is that such a big emphasis for you guys there?
I would say last season we had too many loafs, and spring ball too many loafs, and plays are made at the ball. So the only way to get to the ball is run to the ball.